Uh, Wheezy. Then, yeah, then next. All right, Alexa, go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing well in yourself?
Good. How old are you?
33.
33. You're single or married?
I am single, but
Any
dating.
children? Any children?
I do have a 15-year-old.
All right. Are you 33?
Mhm.
Okay. So the question on the table is, do modern women know how bad they really gotten? How things are bad things really gotten? What do you think?
A majority, I would say no. I would like to think that some of us are more aware now, but as a general consensus, I would say no.
Okay. Why do you think if you what percentage of women you say the majority would say no?
Correct.
Okay. So
Um,
what percentage of women would you say really kind of understand how bad it's gotten?
Maybe 8 to 10%.
Okay. Gosh, that's low. So, what do you think is going to take for modern women to get a wake up call?
Being called out, honestly.
Winter is coming.
I here recently have been made aware because I was called out myself on many things, which is why I'm probably not married still to this day.
Called out by whom?
Men and their families,
Okay.
friends, things like that. Other women,
Well, you do realize that most men can't call women out because it's cancel culture.
a lot of women might not be receptive. That is correct, but some of us are.
I think what's gonna have to happen is women are gonna have to start calling out women
I agree. I
because
wholeheartedly agree with that.
because the average woman doesn't listen to the average man.
I could
Uh,
see that. I could see
so
that.
you said you would like to be married one day.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Were your mother and father married?
No, they never dated.
So you know what I'm going to ask the next question is, are you a wife?
I would say I'm working towards being a wife.
Okay. Um, well, everything starts with awareness. So, um, yeah, knowing where your issues and I asked you the question about therapy. Are you in therapy? You're actively seeking therapy?
I have my first session tomorrow,
There
actually.
you go.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm quite
there you
excited.
go. At
Yeah.
least we're starting to move in the right direction. All right, I'm gonna get somebody else on here. So,
And I,
bye bye. You can always tell a woman who's actually doing some work. Their energy is very different. I see all the people in the call queue is going bonkers tonight. So Wheezy, and go ahead. All right, go ahead. Unmute yourself. Let me also say this. Don't think just because you're cute, you can have an attitude. Cute don't mean crap today. Look at love and hip hop and everything else, and you see some attractive women. Men will go down in looks to go up in cooperation and peace. Hello, how are you?
I am well. How are you?
Good. You mind speaking up a little bit? You're a little low.
I'm well. How are you?
Good. How old are you?
I am older. I'm 43.
All right. You single? You married?
I am divorced and very single.
All right. So modern women. Do you think modern women understand how bad things have gotten?
So I don't understand how bad things have gotten because
Okay.
I would consider myself to be a traditional
Okay.
wifely woman. But I wrecked my home, as you would say, and divorced many, many years ago. And so my son is 19. We raised a great kid together, regardless. But I chose to just be a mom and not have men in and out my house. So I have literally been out of the dating game for a long time. The few relationships I have had,
Okay.
no good. And so I've been single for a few years now, about 3 years.
Okay.
No dating, but
Hmm.
I am human. So sex. And that was all I had to offer because that's all I wanted. I wasn't in a position to be in a relationship. Now my son is grown, he's completely independent, and
Uh-huh.
I'm ready, I think, but I don't even know what's going on out here. I've had
Well,
men.
first off, let me ask you this.
Mhm.
It sounds like the last time you had a relationship was when your child before when your child was very young.
Well, I had a relationship maybe 3 years ago,
How long was that?
1 year, 11 months.
Okay, and then before that, what was the longest relationship you had?
My marriage and
And when
my
was that? And what age were you when you divorced? You need to turn down the volume. Getting
what age
feedback.
was I when we got divorced? Well, we
How old were
haven't been
you
together
when?
since 2007, but we stayed together until 2014 for health insurance for me.
Okay, so and if you have me on, sound like you got me playing on the background. Turn off YouTube. You should only be on Zoom.
No, I'm only on my laptop.
Okay. Okay. Well, turn the volume down a little bit because I'm getting background.
Sorry.
So here's the thing. As I'm hearing, regardless as to how you got here, you still sound like you're effectively dating at 43 like a woman in her 20s.
No,
Okay. What I mean is, okay, how old were you when you got your child?
25.
25. And that was with your husband.
Yes.
Right. And the longest relationship you had outside of your husband has been 11 months.
Yes.
Right?
Mhm.
So you can make the argument that you stopped emotionally maturing in your early 20s when your child was born.
I mean, I guess you could, but I intentionally chose to be a mother because I
That's
knew that I could
fine.
not give a man.
That's fine. But that also means that's the level of your dating experience. So now you're out here
Yeah.
with experience that's 2 decades old. And
I
you're
know.
two decades
You.
older. So people look at you at 43 and they're expecting a woman who is more seasoned, and that's not what it is because you chose to do something different. Relationship muscles atrophy, and you have not exercised them. And what you're telling me is you out here and you're just out here and you don't know what's going on because you haven't dated. You put all your energy as you
To being a mother.
should into being a mother,
Absolutely.
and this
And
is why this doesn't work.
I
We're
had a
not.
dog. I was getting ready to buy a tiny house and I was going to die alone probably with the dog. But then I ran into you and I'm like, oh my God, this is,
Well, but my point is, you're not meant to be alone at
I
this
know it.
age. You're meant to be married. So, I would normally ask you why you and your ex is he still your ex still alive?
Yes,
Is he remarried?
he is.
There you go.
He is.
I'm gonna say this to the ladies. I don't know where you guys got off thinking you're supposed to get infinite chances. You get a man who wants to marry you, you marry him, and you stay with him for the rest of your life because you don't get more chances the older you get as a woman. That's just not how it happens. So now at 43, you're in a position to where you kind of gotta get caught up with what's going on out here, and then
Mhm.
what kind of outcome do you want to remarry?
No, I don't think I want to be remarried because I don't think that and again, you're saying my emotional maturity stopped at 20. So
That's how
that's
you can
probably
make the
true
argument.
because right now,
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
But what kind of relationship do you want with a man?
I want something like long term, like committed. We're going to stick in this period. Like I want that.
Mm-hmm.
An
You,
agreement, a business, whatever.
uh, all
I
right.
don't.
So you
I don't
sound
think
like
I'll
you
ever
sound like
get married.
one of these women I'm talking about living apart together. These new wave kind of situations because you've decided
Well,
to
it's
live your
because
life.
and that's true. And I'm going to tell you that you do know what you're talking about because my husband was in the military. So I mean, we were married 14 years, and maybe we lived under the same roof 2 years, 2.5 years out of those
Yeah,
14
you're
years.
gonna have to live by yourself because you can't be cutting the man off.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying this is you're so used to being in charge, and I'm just saying what it is, and that's why I talk about living. apart together is what's probably going to be what a lot of women in your position do, because you don't have the skills to cohabitate or cooperate with the man in the same geography. But
In the same
that's going to be a
geography.
hard sell for you because as long as there's not a state-sponsored marriage, I mean, it's possible, but that means you got to get out there and make yourself heavily available, because after 45, stuff pretty much drops off the cliff for all women, black women included. That's what it kind of gets to. So I understand why you focus on your kid and everything, but yeah, you got to learn how to focus on the man. And what I'm hearing is, like many women, they never focused on the men, and then it's not something you decide to do as an afterthought. Uh, Leah, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Hello,
It's Lasia.
Lasia. You know, black folks with these names. How old are you?
I'm 24.
24. All right. Single, married, what?
I'm single.
All right. So what do you got on the topic? Do modern women know how bad it's really gotten?
I don't think we fully know, but I think we're starting to see how it is.
Mm.
I'll say for me, my personal experience, I'm starting to see as a black woman dating that we are kind of at the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
and we're not like the first selection. When I walk in, we're not the
You're not the
first to
first selection of
doorstep.
whom?
I would say of black men. I'll say of not of all men, but I mostly focus on black men. That's who I prefer. But a lot of
Black
them,
men marry black women at an 86% rate. What are you talking about?
you got okay, you do have a point there. But
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say, yes, they do marry them, but as far as like desires or preferences, as they would like to say, a lot of them like our look or like our charisma, but when it comes to our attitudes or just the way that we communicate and work with them,
So when you say
they will
somebody
have a
walk in
side.
the room, how can they tell that about you?
Well, when I say like walk in the room, I mean like when we walk in the room, men are coming up to us first, if that makes sense.
Who are they coming up to first?
I'll say most of the time it's like Mexican, well, Latina girls
Mm-hmm.
or Caucasian women.
Uh-huh.
And
And I'm gonna ask you a straightforward question. Are these women more physically fit than the women you're talking about?
in
No,
some
don't,
cases,
no, no,
yes.
don't, no, don't give me the special snowflake answer. I hate when women do this shit. Well, it all depends. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Look, men are visual.
Mhm.
You cannot tell me that black men walk into a room where all things being equal, all the women in there are 5'4", dress size 4, and they just go to the white women and Latinas. That's not even how we're built. Are the women you're talking about that are getting passed over physically fit? 5'4", 120 pounds, dress size 4. Yes, no.
No.
There you go. That's why you're getting passed over. Because 80% of you are overweight. But you put it off on race. And that's a cop out.
I
I
wasn't
said,
saying like
when I gave you 86% of black men marry black women at an 86% rate, you still found a way to make your argument.
I was talking about communication and like how
It has to
just
be an
cooperating with
approach
each other.
before communication.
True.
You said that they're not even approaching, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how can you communicate if there's not an approach? You can't. So if a black woman in your circumstance that you're talking about gets approached, then the issue becomes what?
Well, I'll say with my experiences, a lot of men my age aren't really looking to settle down or be serious. They're kind of wanting to play the field. So I feel like that's where the communication,
But you said these men are still approaching white women and Latinas.
they are. And
Are
they
you?
go and they settle and
They
have a
settle.
family.
They do what? They
Not
settle.
not settle like settle down. You know what I'm saying? Like get
Man,
married,
man. Okay, okay.
children,
Man, what
build
you
a
just said makes no.
family.
Okay, man. What
You
you
know what
just
I'm
said
saying?
makes no sense. I said after they approach,
Mm-hmm.
and then what? You said, well, most men my age aren't looking to settle down. They're playing the field. Then I said, well, what you just said is those men are approaching white women and Latinas. Yes, they are. And then what? And then they get them and they settle down with them, meaning that a black woman could have been settled down with two. It's not the youth, it's not their age. See, what black women never want to deal with is the fact of the matter is your fitness and your attitude are your biggest problems. If you would be as fit as your competition and as friendly, cooperative, and submissive as your competition, you would win the majority of your men like any other race of women do and have done throughout history.
But that's what I was referring to with the cooperation and the communicating. That's where it goes wrong.
But it goes wrong from whose standpoint, the men or the women?
I could say both. It
No, you can't say both because you just said these men go off and settle down with white women. See, the more y'all do this bullshit, both. It's always both. Why can't you ladies just hold yourselves strictly accountable? Because you're losing to other women. The higher up your men go, especially your generation, more and more guys are saying they're not even starting to deal with women, black women, because of your attitudes. You
that's
know
what I
this.
was saying with the
Well,
communication
then you have
and
to fix it. Because if they're not dealing with you, it's not as though they're not dealing with any woman. So let me ask you a question. Are you saying that the men in your generation are choosing to have no woman, or are they dealing with women other than black women?
they're dealing with women other than black women. They
Then right there shows you the problem. They're dealing with women. If you had said they're choosing to not deal with any women, then you could have made the argument. But now if they're dealing with women other than black women, why not understand why? Like I said, number one, are they as fit as your competition? You said no. 80% are overweight and 80% of that number are obese. You've heard black men talk about the attitude. You've been on this channel listening to women who don't even want to smile. And when I start asking these specific questions, you want to go down to both. I don't, this is what happens to matriarchy, where you can't hold women accountable. They never want to get down to the point. The problem is on your side. The men are still getting with women. Yes or no? The young men are still getting with women. Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Right. So they're going into the store to buy something. They're walking out with a Becky or a Marisol, and they could have had a Kenya. So it ain't like they walked into the store without money and not intending to buy. You got to make your product better.
But that's what I was saying in the beginning. It
Okay.
comes down to the communication and us cooperating with each other. And
No. It comes to you cooperating with us. See, that's why you keep going. See, you keep
well,
talking
how
like
can
we're
you have
part. You
one-sided cooperation?
well, you don't have a choice. See, you're losing to Marisol Mylene. You're losing to Becky, Marisol, and Mylene. See, you keep saying cooperate with us. Why does he have to cooperate with us when he's gonna go over to Marisol and she's willing to cooperate with him? He's gonna go to the situation that is gonna cooperate with him. Then he has to cooperate with you.
But if you're cooperating, isn't that a team effort? So doesn't it take two?
Well, if
How
that's the
can
case, you shouldn't be losing. If what you're saying is the case, all things being equal, you should not be losing to non-black women.
But when I speak with most Black men, they don't even want to cooperate with us. They already have it in their mind that, oh, it's
Where'd
just
that
not
come
going to be
from?
good
Where'd that
then.
come from?
I'm not sure where it really, I
It
think
just came.
social
It just popped in
media.
their head. It just came from nowhere. One day they just woke up and said, "This is what it is." No, because they've
I
grown. They've
really
grown
do.
up. No, I'm going to tell you where it came from. This is very conversations where it came from. The inability for you guys to be honest. These guys are your brothers, your cousins, your neighbors. They went to high school with you. They went to junior high with you. They went to elementary with you. They went to pre-K with you. Their mothers are you. Black men know black women intimately well because black women run everything in the black community. So if black men in your generation are choosing to not even deal with them, it's not because it doesn't come from somewhere. And you're talking about we need to cooperate with each other. Ma'am, if you're on the losing end of a relationship situation, if you don't get black men, what is your option? White men? Hispanic men? Asian men? Middle Eastern men? They are not running over to the hood or the neighborhood to scoop up black women in large numbers. Is it starting to sink in yet?
I, I said in the beginning that it already sunk in with me, and I'm realizing that we just don't cooperate. I don't know.
Well, when you said we don't
According to
cooperate,
you
you said we
guys,
don't cooperate with each other.
yes, we do not
And
cooperate with each
and
other.
that's
The
the point. And that's
communication is
and see
off.
the point is not we don't cooperate with each other. You women don't black women don't cooperate with black men. You must cooperate with us first. This is
But
about
I know
order.
plenty of Black women that would not mind cooperating with a Black man or communicating with a Black man. It has to be a two-way street. It can't be just receptive on
Okay, I
one
don't
end.
think you're under. I think see again, right there, you ran it into a ditch. I know plenty of black women who would not mind while your non-black competition is ecstatic too. They're wanting to. They're leaving their racial preference of men to come over to talk to black men. They're choosing to come leave their neighborhoods and come get with Jamal. While Jamal's in your neighborhood and you're talking about I wouldn't mind. So Jamal has to ask himself, which woman is more ecstatic, exuberant, and excited about cooperating with me? Kenya or Becky? And by the words out of your own mouth, other women are more because you wouldn't mind cooperating with them. Somebody wants, that means I'll do it if I have to. I'll do it. It's okay. I won't mind. Hey, you want to go to the movies? Oh, I don't mind. You want to go to Hawaii? I don't mind. Hey, you want to go to the movies? Oh my God, I would love to go to the movies. Hey, you want to go to Hawaii? Oh my God, thank you for buying tickets. You notice how different that is? Hello?
So are you stating that it's
Do you
just
notice how different those two things are?
yes, I noticed the difference in tone and effort, excitement. I see it, I hear it. But where I'm coming from is when you say we have to be ecstatic or we have to be the ones who want to cooperate or to make it work, how can you cooperate or make it work with somebody who already has it in their mind that this is not going to work out anyway? So let me just get in, get what I want, and move on.
Sounds like you got a problem. Sounds like you got a lot of work to do. Sounds like you got a lot of. If you have a, if you got a, if you're trying to sell something to a market and they already have it in their mind that your product is bad, it's not gonna give me what I want. It's not gonna give me the outcome. And either you sell your product or you go bankrupt and don't eat. What do you have to do? What do you
Well,
have to
how
do?
can
What do you have to do? Don't ask me a question. What do you have to do?
you have to find out what you need to do to sell your product?
Ding ding fucking ding. Black women have to figure out why black men are not buying them. And then you have to give black men what they want up front. Not you can't. I don't mind. You got to be willing to outcompete Becky Marisol and Mylene. Because the problem that black women are having with black men is one that black women have earned. Like it or not, young lady, that's the way it is. And here are your options. If you don't want to earn it, then I'd like to see you go get it with Brad, Ahmed, Jose, or Muhammad. They ain't putting up with it. We all you got. That's why I said you're speaking like, well, we got to do it with each other. No, we don't have to do it with each other. Either you get on our program or you buy a dog and die alone. But I don't think you like it. I don't think you guys like it. And I don't think they like it in that starker term, guys. You see how it goes down? It's like, well, still trying to make it to where, well, it's not fair. Go ahead and say it. It's not fair. It's not fair. Go ahead and say it. It's not fair. It's not right. It shouldn't have to be. How tall are you?
It shouldn't be that way.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
Dress size?
160, 165.
Dress
I'm
size?
sorry.
Dress
Dress
size?
size, 8 or 10.
Mm-hmm. And you were saying it shouldn't be what?
I was just saying it's gonna. I don't understand how we can make some cooperate or make something work with somebody who does not have interest in doing that.
They don't have interest. You act like, okay, you make them interested. That's all you got, ma'am. I don't know how you do it. You get off your lazy ass and you try. You fail, you try better. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Have you ever had to go after something that wasn't given to you? This is entitlement. You're not entitled to a black man. We don't belong to you. Because black women have for the longest acted like you didn't belong to black men. So now you're free. It's a free market economy. So now you have to sell yourself. You got to compete. And if you don't compete, if the black man is in your neighborhood and you can't convince the black man in your neighborhood that you're the best pick, you think you're going to go to the next suburb or the next group of men and convince them that you're the best pick? You think those women are going to let you take their men?
I just don't. How do black women act like we don't belong to black men?
God damn.
Black women
Did you not answer the question?
Oh, I'm sorry.
If you can't get the men in your neighborhood, what are you going to get? You're going to go to the other groups, other races, neighborhoods. You still got to convince those men and you got to compete with those women. I want everyone to understand this is how lazy and entitled the modern black woman's attitude has become to black men. She can't even understand what I'm saying. I understand that she's really confused because it's like, well, I don't get it because you think it should be easy. Ma'am, if every black man today who was marrying age married every black woman in this country, there would still be 2 million more black women left. Listen and listen well. Marriage is not a guarantee. It is blood sport. It is competition. Every woman is not going to win, and you are going to have to compete. All's fair in love and war. So what do black women who want to have a husband, especially if they want a black man, what are they going to have to do? They're going to have to do what? Figure it out. I mean, people in the comment section are saying the same. Lazy. I just don't get it. They really want.
I just don't understand how is that lazy if we're just saying that it's hard for us to try with someone who literally doesn't even want to give us a chance.
It's hard. Okay, it's hard for you to try. So what? It's hard for you to try. It's hard for you to try. It should be harder for you to live alone and die by yourself. So what? It's hard for you to try. Then what? Then what? It's hard for you to try. Ma'am, it's hard for you to try. Ma'am, it's hard for you to try. Ma'am, it's hard for you to try. Do you have a college degree?
No.
Okay. Sorry, ma'am. Life is hard. Anything worth having in this life is worth working for. You sound lazy. It's hard. So what? Having If a man had to work for a worthwhile woman, you women would say a woman like her is worth working for. True or false?
Yes.
Thank you.
But I never said black men weren't working for. I'm saying
With,
black men aren't
Go back
doing
and
a
look at the comment
scarcity
section, man. You don't get it. I get it. You don't get it. And this is how far they're falling, guys. She really doesn't get it. She really doesn't. And I don't
I
blame you for not
understand what
getting
you're
it.
saying, but what I'm saying to you is, how can we try and put forth this effort to somebody who's not even receptive to
First of all,
receiving?
it's a disingenuous ass question. You assume that 100% of black men are not there. I'll give it to you this way. You know how you do it? Because I'm a salesperson. Your job as a salesperson starts when somebody says no. If everybody bought that you asked, there would be no need for you. That means you have to deal with rejection. That means you're saying that how do we do this to a group of men who don't want it? You go ask them what they want. You knock on the door and say, how can I get you to be my boyfriend? What do you need for me to become your wife? You got to actually go to the consumer. I know it's crazy. You got to go to the person who you want to purchase your product and give them what they want. I know it's wild. You don't go to the market and say, "Hey, tell me how to sell you." "Hey, I got this widget to sell. Tell me how." You go out and do all the research and tell me how to make millions of dollars off you. Lazy. They want it easy, gentlemen.
And guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. Thanks for watching. More respect on the legend Kevin Samuels. I think he was fantastic. He was on top of his game and he delivered the message with, I would say, professionalism. I mean, that was just being great at what he did. I mean, talking to these women, it's just crazy. Simple things that they need to just understand easily. They don't get it easily. So talking to them is kind of headaching. I mean, we are going to get headache talking to these type of women, and rightfully so. Now, talking about this last lady, let me just talk about the last lady in the conversation that talked about black men are just not interested in black women in general. The reality is, it's not true. We have black men that are married to black women. Over, I think 90% of black men are married to black women. So the result and the record and the statistics that are out there, I mean, even shows that whatever she just said in this video is a lie. And the fact that she even said black men don't want to cooperate with them is just what you need to hear from a modern woman. Why why on earth or how on earth will you even think that a man have to cooperate with you, being a female? You have to cooperate with us, not us cooperating with you. That's just what it is. And that is why they are getting everything wrong, because she said it 3 times. Black men are not willing to cooperate with them and all the. So somehow, some way, they think that they just the prize and they just have to exist, and the black men will come sweeping their feet and all that. Oh, please, I want you to be my wife, blah, blah, blah. Just like the typical, a black woman will always think just being a lady means she's at the top, and you being a guy, you are beneath her, and you have to just do whatever you should do or you should do to get her being the prize, which is absolutely lie. You have to, I mean, you have to sell yourself as a black woman out there. You have to understand that marriage, like he said, is a blast sport. The number self tells you that you have to compete with other women to get a husband. That's just what it tells you. And saying that black men don't prefer black women because of other group of women are not black, we just prefer them because they are different ethnicity from us, is a lie. On this planet, every group of men always choose their women. I mean, by default, that's how they choose, generally speaking. all races across the world chooses their race first when it comes to marriage and relationship, especially the higher up they go as men, they tend to be racially very loyal, right? So saying that black men are not interested in black women just for being is it's not true. It really is not true. The reality is this: black men are kind of tired of the attitude of black women and the overweight and I'm the prize and black strong. I'm black strong, independent woman and don't need no man or something like that. Black men are finally saying, "Hey, if you don't need me, someone need me over there." So black men are finally leaning towards that, even a bit, not in masses. It's just some few of black men that are walking down the aisle with white women, Latinas and all those things. And even race doesn't matter when it comes to men. Those things doesn't matter. I mean, have you ever come across a lady and say, "Wow, she's beautiful, but she's not black," or "Wow, she's beautiful, but she's white, so I'm not interested"? No, that's not how men operate. You are beautiful, you fit, you friendly. The number one thing men want from women is friendly. If you are even lady that is not that beautiful, let's say you are 4'5" on a day, and you have the right attitude, you can win big. And that is why you tend to see more ugly women, women that are ugly. You tend to see them with husbands and all those because they are very friendly, they are very respectful, down to earth, submissive, and all that. Women that are mostly not beautiful tend to have these things in place because they know that they don't have leverage in this shit. So what do I need to do to have this man attention to myself? Then okay, what do men want? They want women that are friendly. So those type of women tend to know these things and tend to act accordingly. But women that are kind of nice looking, kind of 8, 6, 7s, nice, they kind of, will I say, live in delusion, or they are always acting like they don't know while they know. I don't know, but they tend to lack those skills in them. And this lady kept on talking about black men cooperating, and they don't have a problem cooperating with black men. It's just it's the problem you need to know in the black community. That's the problem right there. Why should you, being a female, say you don't have a problem cooperating with your men? Like he was saying, if you don't have problem cooperating with your men, some are willing to do it. So look at it this way: a woman that is willing to do it, I mean, willing to get on your program, and someone that doesn't mind getting on your program, who are you going to choose? Right? Someone is willing to get on your program, and the other one is doesn't mind getting on your program. Who are you going to pick? So if you're a female and you think that Kevin Samuels was someone that was against women or something, ask yourself this question. Based off the conversation this lady just had in this video, ask yourself these type of questions. We don't mind cooperating with black men when others are willing to jump on black men program and get along with them. So you see why your men that are of high value are kind of working towards other races of women, because you are on a public platform that have millions of followers saying you don't have a problem. So basically what you are telling black men is, okay, we don't have a problem when others are willing to jump on us. So answer it yourself. Guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this content, make sure you give us a like and subscribe to the channel for more of such great content. Catch you in the next one. I'm out and peace.